What is sadhana and how the sadhana looks like awakening is here and now. Allow the mind and intellect to understand the state of the world outside. I'm using the word state, condition. The state of the world outside first. The state of the mind second. The state of the self third. And the presence here and now. Four things. The state of the world outside. The world is constantly changing. First, the state of the world. The state of the world includes my body, my mind, my intellect, my ego, and everything. The state of the world brings an experience defined by the mind as pairs of opposites. Now we are entering into the state of the mind. So when the mind is obsessed with what is happening in the world outside, what happens? My mind gives a label. What that label is? Profit loss, pain pleasure, married single, divorced, single unhappy, married unhappy, divorced unhappy, there is no way to go. High low, rich poor. So my mind gives an interpretation of the state of the world that is constantly changing. That is the state of the mind. So now understand the state of the mind and the intellect. The state of the mind, it is dictated by the world and its condition outside. I have a choice not to get dictated by the world outside. I have a choice. I remember, my friend, recently there is an Indian Idol. I was watching a guy, young guy in his 30s, with a confidence he was doing, polishing the shoes, going into the market. Let me shine your shoes. And he learned his singing through the mobile phone. On the stage, he cried that he has to help his mother. He has no house. His daily earning is so meager. And he created a sensation. State of the mind inside and the state of the world outside. What is sadhana? Sadhana is to separate, go away, move away from the world. Totally. Dropping completely those labels of pain, pleasure, high, low, rich, and poor. And he has entered into the second round. Everyone is appreciating how come this guy who's shining the shoes of a lot of people every day, earning hardly a couple of dollars, can sing like this. That is the power of the mind. Sadhana is to awaken to that power of the mind. That mind says goodbye to the world. Can you say that just now? Awakening is here and now. What is the sadhana that looks like? So now see that there are four things. The state of the world outside, which is constantly changing. I cannot change the world. So then we normally speak, let me change. So that me change, it means that I have to work on the mind. That is the meaning of me change. The mind at present is working on me, dictated by the changes in the world. Now I have to work on the mind. So when you work on the mind, outer influences comes to you, it hits you, and you say, hold on, not interested. My master used to say, oh mind, be at peace, this will also pass. Two things. Now go a little deeper. These are the four principles alone can take you to the highest state. What is the state of the self? You have heard maybe 1,000 times. The self is our essential nature. What is that? The state of the self is, that is real self, that never changes, that is full of peace, that is full of happiness, that is full of permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. In this journey, when you take a flight, sit on your seat, enjoy, eat everything so that the mind is not distracted. And in the entire journey, just contemplate and reflect. What is the state of the world and its properties? What is the state of the mind and its properties? When it moves outside, it is attracted. I have to work on the mind. Third, the state of the self. Self is, but I don't know. That is why the sadhana needs to be done. Let my mind move there. No, but I don't know how to move to that destination. So let me move away from the world and see what happens. So before we recognize that self, awaken to that self, before that there comes a tremendous presence, and that presence is a knowledge, it is an awareness. It perceives that this world is too far from me. I'm not the world. And then it drops all the influences that comes from the world. In that presence, and when you grow into that presence, you awaken to the self. That is what I say. It's a routine work. Awakening here and now. Routine work. You are careful going to the restroom. You don't hit the wall. But it is such a routine. It's a routine. You eat your food. You don't eat food through your nose. You are not careless, and still you are not careful. You are casual, you are carefree, you have started eating, and it always goes to the mouth. The mind always goes to the self. In every activity, the mind goes to the self. Mind goes to the self in every activity, whether you think, you speak, you act, you work. Mind goes to the self if you have no money. Mind goes to the self if you have $1,000,000. Mind goes to the self if the body has a pain. Mind goes to the self if the mind is craving. And the moment the mind goes to the self, everything falls apart. Everything becomes perfectly normal. What is sadhana? Awakening here and now. What sadhana looks like?